Good morning and happy Sunday. It's only gonna be me. I hope you're not too disappointed, but I'm still getting a few things set up. However, I have not called my mother yet. Thank you for that reminder. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers and non-mothers who had to function like mothers, and to the Mother Earth and the mother of all things and the Mother Goddess. All those things are mothers. Happy Mother's Day. So, hopefully you guys see our new starting soon screen. We've been doing lots of new stuff. I'm really excited. I'm trying a new low latency mode, so really hoping that that helps. It may cause some frame skippage, and I had to lower our FPS to 30. So yeah. Hopefully you don't see that big of a change. Hopefully the sound is still good. And like I said, you're only gonna have me today, and which all by myself, because there are two. I'll tell you my genres. The first one that comes to mind is actually by Green Day, which is not appropriate. And the second one would be, what's the one? By Salann Dion. And Paranormal, there's no Rook today. Rook had to go into work. He's doing a manager on duty day today, so that he can spend a couple of days with me later this week, because I am off this week from work. I took the week off. I have not taken a week off in close to a year, and I am burnt out. And so my boss is forcing me to take a week, so I just randomly picked this week, and just so happens that I ended up with 2 doctor's appointments, labs, and a root canal this week too. But at least I'll have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to chill. So, but no Rookie today. I'm sorry. It's just me. If you don't know the song I'm thinking about with Green Day, I was a huge Green Day fan. So it's, you and me had such wonderful times when I'm all by myself. It's one of the hidden songs on the Green Day Dookie album, which I used to play over and over and over and over. Sweet. Well, thank you, Paranormal. I will absolutely check that out. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, I mean, you guys have already started talking a little bit about, you know, what today is. Today's a very special day. It is Mother's Day. I thought I would probably share some private things about my mother, and about my personal life. You know, I don't mind sharing stuff, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that before we get into our real topic and go live here in a minute. But I have this candle that Twisted Chaos got me as part of my amazing care package, which, by the way, blanket's amazing. The Aveeno is phenomenal. That I will have that stuff for life. And then on this candle, it's called Heal, and it is so pretty. I don't want to light it. Are you not supposed to light it? Like, I don't want to light it. It's so pretty. It smells like, oh, there's gardenia in here. There's some flower. God, it just smells so good. So good. Yay, Rookie showed up. We were just talking about the candle that Twisted got me. It's so pretty. I don't want to burn it, but I think I'm supposed to burn it. But yeah. Hopefully that's not too loud. I mean, we made a lot of changes in our setup process. Again, hopefully, what do you guys think of the go live? The kind of getting ready screen now. We made a new one of those. I have 2 different versions of it. Sorry, I had to turn the music down on my end just a hair, because you should still be able to hear it though, but I had to turn it down just a little bit. Yes, and paranormal, not just a candle. Oh, I have a warmer. I forgot. Not just a candle. She got me a whole entire care package. Like, I'm not kidding. The whole freaking care package. I got excited. I forgot I had a candle warmer. I'm gonna do this. I'll share that with you guys too. But yeah, she got me a whole care package. It has this amazing blanket that is super fuzzy. The Aveeno, a set of, I'll show you some of the stuff if you don't mind, a set of the like chakra stones and the Aveeno wash because I have shingles, which by the way, I was really feeling like it was kind of getting over, but now it's hurting in a whole new way. So I gotta talk to my doctor about that next week on Friday. But she also included things like these little crystals and some tea, chamomile tea, and the candle. But yes, I have a warmer. I cannot believe I forgot about that. Y'all can tell the kratom is already kicking in, right? Usually I start with the show, but I started a little early. And we are going to turn this on. Then we'll turn it on low first. And we're going to do a 4-hour timer in case I forget. This little warmer is so cute. I'm going to show it to you guys so you can see it at some point here. Let's do right there. So thank you for reminding me about the warmer. Yeah, it was freaking, yeah, a huge deal because it really made the day kind of, you know, or the week, the week. Because it's been a rough week with all the stuff going on. So yeah. See how this warmer does. This is so cool. I completely forgot about that. So we have some really cool topics today. Let me see if I can post them in here. I think it'll let me. Yeah, herbs and oils, but the witch shop is closed. Oh, that's no fun. But I get it. Witch is probably a mother, so she deserves that day off, right? Paranormal, I love herbs and making oils and tinctures and all kinds of things. There's so much you can do. And the way we did it is we just got 1 or 2 things at a time. You know, one little bit of thing, and we learned about it, but now we have a whole entire bureau, whatever you call it, like china cabinet, curio cabinet, whatever, full of oils and stuff, more than we can probably ever use. So I am setting up these little chakra stones here too, just for the heck of it, because yeah. So super fun. We're going to talk about loneliness in modern spirituality. We're going to talk about chosen family, soul connections. That's really close to what my books that I've been reading. We're going to talk a little bit about covens, circles, community magic, and some online connection versus in-person ritual. So that's the fun topics today. Dragon, good morning. I'm so excited to have our show today, and it sucks that Rook is not allowed or able to be with us. Not allowed. He's not able to be with us. So it's unfortunate, but we understand, and I, for one, appreciate it because that gives him a whole day with me on Thursday. I don't know if you're getting Friday too, but at least on Thursday, where that's my root canal day. I have a root canal and a crown, so just not excited about that. And this pain better be gone by then because my body hurts so bad. So, I'm also, like, we've been learning, we've been teaching ourselves a lot about video editing and about all these different tools and all of these different just things. You know, with YouTube and channels and stuff. And one of the things that I'm trying to teach myself is how to do like polls and things, and I'm supposed to be able to do it in this section that I'm in, but it doesn't, and I'm a little nervous to hit anything and mess it up. But I don't know if anybody knows how to do a poll in stream. I googled it and it said go here and do this, and that just wasn't, it didn't work, and I don't want to hit and break something. So that being said, if you do know, please share it with me, how to do a poll in either in YouTube while live. But later today, or probably right after the show, you might see us go live 3 or 4 times, because I'm going to be playing around with how to do all of those things, because I'm having a hard time with it. It's weird not having Rook to kind of bounce off the sound, and so there's a little bit of silence is kind of interesting because I'm not used to it. I'm gonna explain. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's it going? Good morning, good morning. I know Hootless isn't going to be with us today. I think Hootless has the week off too and is spending time with family, which good part of our topic today. Hopefully we'll get some more conversation on that later. But one of the first polls I was going to try to do, but again didn't work, is I wanted you guys' feedback on our Sunday Circle screen. So this is going to be our main screen. We do have a couple of backup screens to kind of use. So just, want to know what you guys think. I will kind of show around some of the different things we've done. So this is our live screen, but if we have to go live where, or like do a starting soon, I'm really excited that we have this screen as kind of like just our general Two Pondering Pagans. This is who we are kind of thing. So vote on those two. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. We're using both of them. This one is more of just like a filler screen, the Two Pondering Pagans, Stone, and Antlers. The other one, the purple one, that's going to be our main like screen, and we are redoing some of the ways we do stuff, and hopefully it makes it simple and easy and fun. So, yeah, it was amazing last night, Melvin. I completely agree. I had so much fun. It was just a great conversation. It kept going. I apologize. I checked out a few times because I'm still in quite a bit of discomfort. So yeah, that's no fun. Sweet. We will keep it. So that Two Pondering Pagan banner, that's going to be for like if we're not live yet. So for example, if we have to start, but we're unable to really be present or have to step away for a minute, that'll be like kind of our we're away for a minute, like be right back screen kind of thing. And just a generic thing for us. This purple screen that you see now, this is our main, like 9:45, we're live, we're here. There's some AI in this image and it makes my lips look really weird, I think. But that's just interesting. Susie Chen, good morning. I hope you're having a good, I don't know if are you heading home today, I think? Or was that yesterday? I don't remember. But thank you for stopping in. I know you've got a lot going on too. I hope you had a really, really good time with family and all the stuff that you were doing this week. For those of you that don't know, Susie Chen 8839 in the chat is actually Rook's mom. So the best mother-in-law you could ever have, period. So happy Mother's Day to you. I have to call my mom after this too. I don't want to forget. We have a lot of moms in the chat too, and a lot of guys that have to be moms sometimes, and there's a lot of moms that have to be dads too. We know that probably more often than we'd like to say. But yeah, so happy Mother's Day. We're gonna go ahead and go. Ooh, I forgot my slideshow. I forgot, guys. I had a slideshow ready for you. I'm going to run it just 1 or 2 times just so you can see. These are some of the images that we've either found in the public domain to kind of hit on our topics that we wanted to share. Some of the things that I truly enjoy. We love you too. I love you. You are amazing. I'm glad you got to experience and have some fun with everything you do. I don't want to go into details. It's not my details to share, but just glad you got to go. So yeah, we're going to go through this image slow, and then we'll actually hit the live button, and then we're going to start talking on our stuff. But while these images are playing through, some of these are really cool. These are old. Some of them are really old relief. Kelvin, hello and good morning. Or old relief pictures that were really cool, and I can already tell you now it's skipping some of the pictures I put in there, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Anyway, we're gonna go live with me in the center. Hello. I'm gonna get more images. It skipped a lot of the ones that I just put in today that were about the coven and, you know, groups and family and chosen family and all of those things. So we're gonna jump right in. And first things first, this is the same shirt I wore last night for the show. We the people means all the people. So yeah, that is what it means. Thank you for the images. I appreciate it. I'm gonna light my little candle here if I can get it to light. Oh, this is the dead lighter, isn't it? And y'all know I have to hide my lighters from Rook. For some reason, he doesn't even smoke anymore yet. My lighters disappear. Funny, that. But yeah, Rook is heading into work. Probably still on the road, I would assume. So drive safe, and please stop looking at your phone. You can listen if you want to listen. So let's see where this goes. I wanted to talk about loneliness in modern spirituality first. That's our first topic, and I think what is so critical to have this conversation about is sometimes we surround ourselves with people and we are still lonely. The warmer is starting to heat up the candle. It smells so good. And I feel bad too. I'm switching back for a minute. I bought my mom a card last week. It's beautiful and ready to go, and I just forgot to send it, as I always do. So I'm gonna try to get it out tomorrow, but I hate doing that. But yeah, so loneliness in modern spirituality. It's to be said that oftentimes people think that having people around you makes you not lonely. And in truth, loneliness is something that's inside us, right? In my opinion, it's not just being around people. It's a different kind of presence, you know, of loneliness. And I really want to make a case for learning how to maybe adapt loneliness a little bit and filling in some of that space with presence of yourself. I think that's important to me. It's a lesson that I've been learning over a very long period of time, is presence of yourself. And what that means is when you're alone and by yourself, you love who you are, you engage with yourself, you connect with yourself, and use some of that time to be like, you know, I might not have other people right now to understand me, and maybe I feel lonely. We're going to talk about that separate or second. But the first thing is we learn to be alone with ourselves without being lonely. And that's a hard thing to do. It's not an always time too. Like there's going to be moments when you are lonely still, but it's not a fix all. It's not even a fix. But try to, if you are somebody that is feeling lonely and not having a spiritual connection, then I highly recommend learning mindfulness and meditation, but also just talking to yourself. I know it sounds weird, but I have dialogues with myself, sometimes out loud, all the time. And it's almost me asking, what do you think about this? And you'll be surprised at some of the things you answer. But what do you guys think about when we just say loneliness? I always think of like coven versus solitary, but that's not what we're talking about, loneliness and spirituality. What I'm really talking about is feeling ostracized from the spirituality that you may have grown up into or with, and then the the amount of different ways to be pagan or just spiritual even are numerous and limitless. So sometimes it feels like you don't have somebody in your corner that's in the same boat as you. This is why I absolutely love paranormal in here and unexplained uh, and Kelvin, and I don't want to miss anybody, and Rook, of course, and Twisted, every single one of you. And if I miss a dragon, anybody else I missed, say it, say your name, say it out, say something. Each of you, none of us are on the same path. Like, we are on very distinct spiritual paths. Very distinct spiritual paths, right? None of us are doing the same thing, but we're here in a space kind of celebrating our own thing together. And that can feel really lonely because there's nobody doing the thing you're doing. And it's like, God, I just wish I had somebody that's doing something that I can really like bounce ideas off of. And a lot of times we don't have that. When you think of like Christianity and Catholicism and really numerous amounts of different religions, they have other people that are practicing that path. They're learning from that book. They are going to church and being told and taught and following a path. And in our spiritual path, my pagan eclecticism, it's a free for all, right? It's just a big box of, hey, here's stuff to believe in, figure it out, and hopefully you'll find somebody that at least is okay in your corner. That's how it feels a lot. In paranormal, I know that's we've talked about this before. You've shared that before. It's rough. I know I'm just kind of reading up on you. Bonding so much with deities. Yeah, absolutely, completely understand that. That is something that's really difficult. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Furry rage, completely different process than all of us are, like, just completely different. And that is one of the most amazing things about paganism to me and spirituality in general, but it's also the thing that adds to that loneliness, right? Like paranormal, I'm not going to be able to say, look, on your path, the next step is this. And it's probably not likely that you will ever find somebody that can do that. But what we can do is say, hey, we're on a group to this together. Did you think about it this way? Maybe that'll get you the answer that you need, right? It's just all of these different things that you go through, and it's really lonely. But what other ways do you guys kind of see loneliness and with spirituality? How does that make you kind of feel loneliness, if that's the right answer? If you don't feel loneliness, why? What do you do to not feel that? Like I said earlier, for me, it's learning that when I'm alone, I'm not necessarily lonely, because I am really great company. I can keep myself talking. I can engage myself. Unintentional isolation and drowning in a pool of emptiness while surrounded by people oblivious to your pain and need for help. Wow, unexplained. That is a definition for sure. As soon as you said that, my first thought was of a song by VNV Nation called Illusion. You guys should check it out. VNV Nation, I've seen them in concert. They're one of the original kind of like electronic emotion bands. I don't know what you call it. There's a word for it that people call it, and I just can't think of it right now. But that song, if you listen to the words, it is the theory of loneliness, and it's literally somebody saying, I know how you feel, and it's not what anybody thinks it is, and it's completely different, but I really hope you stay with us. Really, really good song. Pootless, yay! I think you can't stay, but thank you so much for stopping in. I am in the same. All moms need to have a great weekend. Great week. We need a whole week to celebrate. Dragon, pagan holidays, you enjoy group work, and yeah, I can see that too. My loneliness feelings come in waves. I don't know if that's the same as everybody else. I'm assuming, maybe. Or I hope it's not a long-term thing, but when I have the loneliness itch or something that just kind of like, oh, I'm feeling lonely, it's usually short and fleeting. I'm lucky to have Rook to be here and really have conversations with. Even if we have a completely bullshit conversation, it's nice. And then we have some really intense conversations. We need to do those more. We're not doing them as much, but those are huge. I also have the this thing I talk to people a lot is like we go to the kava bars around here, the kava and kratom, and you can be in a room full of people and feel lonely, but being consistently going there now, I can go there. I sit by myself on the couch and read, and people will come in, say hi, give you a hug, and there's no loneliness there. It goes away because you start building relationships. So one thing is find something that you really enjoy and go do that thing, even if it's out. Kava bars have been amazing for me. That really has been most the cure to my feelings of loneliness and spirituality, because we do a lot of spiritual discussions over kava and kratom. It's a big thing, you know. Well, tell your mom Happy Mother's Day from us too, Hootless. Yeah. Well, you're gonna break my mind a little bit there, Hootless, because I'm in a situation right now where I have a staff member, and I hate saying it that way because it sounds so clinical, that I work with, and we are a very small team, and we're not close like we should be. When I had a bigger team, I was more close. Now I'm feeling very separated from my very small team, and one of them is thinking about leaving. And it just hit me like, thinking, well, this person's never going to go. And it's not taken for granted so much. I just really missed that I didn't create or build that relationship a little bit better. And so I'm trying to make it my 40 hours or more at work, surrounded by people that don't care about us, and maybe try to make that a little bit more caring. I know current generation says that at work, that the manager that says we're a family is a red flag, because that means that you're going to be treated differently. And I'm like, that does not ring for me true. And I can see that in a lot of places. But I used to treat my work team as family, and we used to be very close, and we're not. And I want that back, because I think that will fill a lot of the feelings I get when I'm frustrated. I work with some amazing people. Let me tell you, my team has 8 people on it, including myself. Best group of people I've ever worked with. Phenomenal group, and just we're not close like we should be. At this level, we should be finishing each other's sentences because we are doing so much together. And if you can find somebody at work to connect with like that, that's amazing. Now, on that same topic, if you're at work, man, yeah, I feel super isolated at work. I feel like I'm out on an island by myself constantly. Feel completely alone at work. But guess what? I think I'm the one that's in control of changing that, right? So I don't think I can complain too much. I can't say that it just doesn't feel good, because, I'm in a position where I get to make that feeling. I get to make that environment. So I need to do something about that. So Hootless, thank you just for stopping in even a little bit. You got my mind thinking about something in a completely different way. That's what this is all about. Even if that staff member does choose to leave, they know that they're always welcome. It's somebody that I deeply respect. And honestly should be in my position, could be in my position. Yeah, that's something I need to look at. I definitely can't say that I am a lonely person. I have a lot of rich people around it, but it's not been like that forever. That's been in the last couple years of life. Twisted Chaos, you're one of the main reasons. You and your husband are the main reason, probably the only reason. Oh, you might give me a minute. don't know why that hit so freaking hard. That was weird. That was crazy. I think Rook and I like to say that we kind of do the show so that we can communicate and kind of share our thoughts with things and hear what you guys say. But it's definitely selfish. It's for us sometimes too. But yeah, that hits really hard. You and Justin are literally the reason we don't feel loneliness, and that we have something to do and people to rely on. We don't really have anybody else close to us, you know. I've never been able to get really close to people. That's always been a thing for me. It's very difficult. But yeah. So you have to find people you connect with. And the cool part about it is when you find people you connect with, you don't have to agree with them or believe everything they believe. You just have to treat people well and get to know them. And I do love that about work. When I used to be a director of nursing in a building, you know, I was able to go in and really make strong, detailed relationships with people. In the position I'm at now, it's everything is fleeting. Everything's by phone. And that's going to take us kind of in the same content to online connection versus in person. And I know it says with ritual specifically, but I am starting to learn different from, you know, I grew up before internet. We had no, if you wanted to hang out, you had to go out with people. But I always used to think like online connection it's not a replacement for in person, and it's not. It's not. But online connections like this have an immense impact on how we do stuff. You know, I used to really be against online connections, online things. I'm like, you know what? This online community too, it is the reason we don't feel lonely. I can't tell you, we look forward to our 9:45 every Sunday to the point where like, well, I hope, you know, if we have to go to the vet, take the dog in or something now, we used to be like, okay, we're not having the show. Now it's gonna be like, all right, well, we're gonna do this on our iPad and take you with us because we're not missing it. The only time we're missing is when we're doing Twisted Sunday School, because, you know, that's really fun too. And we're probably not going to stream that anymore. It doesn't translate very well. And I think it makes things more difficult. So we probably won't do the Twisted Sunday streaming. And if we do, it might do it to a different channel or something. But yeah, so what do you guys think about that? You know, still talking about loneliness in the realm of loneliness, but online connections and in-person ritual. Like, not just ritual though. I want all of it. I want to go back up a little bit too, because I got to catch up. Hootless, in the Army, the interpersonal relationships were a lot more genuine than what I've experienced. Yes. Oh my God, dude. Abso-freaking-lutely. I can only liken it to, I don't know if you know, but I was in the military. Did not deploy. It was very short. I was in for like 9 months in the Army, and then was uncharacteristically discharged from the Army. For medical. It was something very specific that prevented me from moving forward. But I did get to experience some of the relationships there, and it's just such an immediate together. I can liken it from the nursing world to the ICU. Maybe some other areas too, but my experience in nursing, I've never had an experience like I did in the ICU. When you're in the ICU, you don't ask for help. You don't say, I need you to help me with this admission. You don't say, can you please come help me with this thing? You just do it. And when you see another nurse doing it or having a thing, you just go do it. You do the admission. You all work together. It just is how it is. Because if you don't, people die. And I assume the emergency room is like that too, but the emergency room is so busy. It's hard to really build those relationships, right? So back to ICU nursing, it's insane how you build immediate relationships because of the need to trust somebody. And you break down the racism, the homophobia, all that stuff gets broken down because it doesn't matter in there anymore. You let it down and you do just what is important to you. But nothing I've ever seen like it. Like even now in the assisted living world that I'm in, memory care, no, we don't have it. Now, the memory care communities do. they have it so they're so much closer when in the good ones. They really build that close knitness, but not in the regular civilian world. Absolutely agree. Care Bear, welcome in. I'm so sorry you have a sinus infection. Join us with our healing candle we've got here under the warmer. I'm on day 10 of shingles, and it's just taking forever to resolve. So we're all uncomfortable with you. I do. So Twisted, talking about isolating in your alone time, abso-freaking-lutely need to do that. For those of you that need to. Sometimes though, like my when I want to isolate, like I want people to be present, but I don't want to be involved or engaged. I just want to be present with other people and left alone and read. Sometimes that's a thing. And thank you guys for all the little comments on the community. I appreciate it. This is very meaningful. I don't know why it hit just quite that hard at that place, but apparently it was needed. Maybe it's the healing candle pulling it out of me, right? And my tourmaline that I have here. It's filtering out all that negative crap finally. Yeah, Calvin, I know it's a bigger struggle for you, even especially, in your environment. I worked in skilled nursing and long-term care for the most of my life. I'm still in that genre, but I'm a little bit removed. I'm in the memory care section now, but I remember residents that were patients actually that were just really mean, and in the back of my head I'm thinking I would be too, because you lose, and let's be honest, the skilled nursing, they tend to try to take some of your stuff away from you. You lose dignity, you lose control of a lot of things, and it hurts and it sucks. So dealing with that in and of itself is insane. But I know from this conversation that everybody in this room has that feeling of loneliness, some of you more than others. And I hope our 945 and community gives you at least an hour to 2 hours of maybe I'm not so lonely for a minute, because everybody that's in here, I can guarantee you, has deep respect for everybody else in here. And that feeling is virtual, right? But it's meaningful and it's important. And I've not said it before, but I would absolutely too. I've been meaning to on my travels to make that offer, but I just didn't want to intrude. So I might make that offer again at some point to say hi someday. When we talk about loneliness and we talk about the online connection versus an in-person connection, yeah, in-person is real, but guess what? You get the feels, you get the energy, it's still there. The connection is still a connection. So if the only way you have to connect is remotely and online, then do it. I know people that we've done online rituals before. We do our mending guild, which I think we missed. Now that I'm saying it, we should have had one in April. I don't think we did it. Maybe we'll do a makeup one this week. Now, I do know this Tuesday, the 12th, is our book club, by the way. Just going to plug that. But we did miss our healing ritual, which we've been doing pretty good. We missed. So, yeah, there's that. But I absolutely have learned way more now that there's absolutely a connection online. Online is not an improper way to connect. And if it's the only way you can connect, then by all means, please do it more, because the connections there are meaningful. I would be very sad if any of you, something happened to you or you weren't available to just come and hang out. That would destroy me. So y'all made me all sensitive and in my feels. This past month was a lot. For everybody. I did get some good reading in though. I've made some advancements in my reading on the Flowering Wand. I'm having a hard time with it. It's a good book. There's just a tinge of, I don't know how to say it without coming off like I'm an asshole. But in that book, there is a tinge of converting sacred masculine into sacred feminine. They, to me, are distinct things. I'm fine with them combining and coming together, and I think they should. And there's a lot of great stuff in the book, but there's been a couple of chapters where I've like, the sacred masculine is okay to feel like a protector sometimes. Like, that's okay. It doesn't have to be soft, but it doesn't have to be the other way, but kind of, goes back and forth. And then the wisdom of souls has been amazing. Or is it Destiny? I can't remember. I'm on the third book, and it's really good. I highly recommend the first one, Journey of Souls. The second one is not even necessary. And then I just recommend the third one, which again, I think it's Journey, Destiny, and Wisdom, and I'm on the Wisdom. And it's just good. It's very interesting, very neat information, and I like it. So I've been doing some good reading on that. I am trying to catch up with a couple of other things because I want to read the Baha'i that Hootlis had recommended book. So I'm going to do that. I think it's When God Speaks or something like that. But those things are important to me, like reading, but I like being present with others. I don't like being in a silent home. It's probably one of the reasons I have dogs, because they help with loneliness, especially this one right here. Although, I just have to say, this little one, we're going to go to the vet soon because you are gaining weight really fast, and that's not a good sign. Nope. So this one's going to have to go also to the vet very soon. Rook, if you're still listening, ma petite, she's got to be next on the list. So I don't feel anything in there, but her belly is getting big fast, and that's not supposed to be normal. Good luck manifesting the perfect cat. What do you guys think about chosen family? I kind of see this as our chosen family. I mean, I have family. I love them. We do not see eye to eye on just about anything. My sister just is going through breast cancer right now, which is really tough, but she's holding very well. She did a radical, doing very well. Unfortunately, had to also put her dog down at the same time, which is extremely stressful. But she's hanging in there. We don't get along though. Like, as far as we get along, we don't engage very much. Chosen family on the other end, you guys keep it real. This is where I learn everything about life, and that's always been that way. Especially, being gay on top of being pagan has made things very difficult. Kind of moving through chosen family and really finding people that kind of speak your language a little bit. I say it at work all the time. You know how we always say, like, stay in your lane? I always tell people, like, look, I don't stay in my lane. I'll be on the highway with you, though. I'll be on the highway, but I don't always stay in my lane. I'll veer out and I'll get back in. But chosen family is like that. We're all on the same highway together in different lanes, but we're all keeping each other safe by following the rules of the road and doing our whatever we want to do, but doing it together, both remotely and in person. God, you are heavy, honey. You really got chunky, monkey. Yeah, we're gonna have to go. I think she's just eating more, but she has a double heart defect. So I'm just hoping we're not getting fluid back up. Yeah, we'll get you taken care of. Dharmic family, not familiar with the specific phrase. I have heard of Dharma before, Karma and Dharma, and not just Dharma and Greg. I wonder, Dharma, let's see, multifaceted concept in Indian religions referring to cosmic order, righteousness, duty, law, and virtue, derived from the Sanskrit root dur, to uphold or to support, signifying the natural moral way of living that sustains harmony in the universe. That's really pretty. Ooh, that's a really good point. Dragon, Soul Family. What do you think about Soul Family? I have been reading a lot about Soul Family, especially Journey of the Souls, Wisdom, and Destiny. That is a lot about Soul Family, and I'll be honest, it's a newer process for me, or newer thought system for me, but I'm really finding it not just interesting, but it feels right when I talk about soul family, and it explains so much. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Dharmic fan, I get that. And, I believe soul family is a thing, and I believe that all of us probably are in a related soul family at some point. And we have chosen to interact to this level. Whenever somebody comes into your life, even if they do end up leaving your life, but they're there for any amount of time other than just fleeting moments, I believe that our souls have chosen to make those interactions happen and that we know each other on the other side. I absolutely freaking believe that. I have almost zero doubt. And paranormal, chosen family is really all about recognizing that blood may be thicker than water, but water sustains blood and everything else in it, right? And there's a lot more to that saying. I know that. If you read the whole saying, it doesn't even mean what people think it means. Blood is thicker than water. But that's how it's used, right? It's used as blood is thicker than water to mean that the family that you have is what's most important. And I do not believe that. I love my family. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not related to Rook. I'm not related to Susie. I'm not related to his Mim and Pop. But these are people that have truly, truly meant something to me. I believe that they're part of our soul family, and I know them from other lives, probably past lives and future lives that are coming. I can almost say I have zero doubts about that. Like, it just, when you read about it, talk about it, think about it, in my head, it just feels like the truth. Yeah. Yeah, she needs an abdominal ultrasound, but we just need to take her to the regular vet and make sure there's nothing happening. So, she feels comfortable, but she's definitely, she's not bloated. She's definitely growing either in food or fat or fluid. So we need to get her checked. We might even want to do it this week if we can get her in. Which reminds me, please, Brad, remind me to get the information from Blue Pearl and from Fetch so I can get a rebate. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Yes, thank you. That's not to say that your mom isn't important. We're just talking about Mother's Day. Absolutely not the point, right? The point is, when things in your family, you don't stick with family just because they're family. That's not how it works. It's not just, oh, well, because you're family, I'm going to treat you this way. It's the people that are in my circle that mean something to me, I'm going to treat this way, and I'm going to pull into my circle. If any of you showed up at my doorstep and said, I am lost, I have nowhere to go, and I don't know what to do, then you're coming in and staying in our guest room. It's just what's going to happen. My sister-in-law, who I truly do not get along with, it has really been nothing but mean and rude and disrespectful to me my whole entire knowing her for however many years. Same thing. She has shown up and stayed with us, and despite that being a very bad experience, I'd do it again. And that's not because of blood. That's because she's part of our soul family. She's maybe not truly in our lives constantly, but she's in there over a period of time. It's not a fleeting relationship. I believe that's part of our test. Part of our soul family that's chooses to do something for us in a certain way. And that kind of helps me not label that person as a bad person, because I don't think she is. Like I said in the beginning, I'm probably going to talk about my family more than I should, but I'm pretty open with that stuff. But my belief is that your family is close, but it's not because they're related to you that you should keep them in your family, your chosen family. It's because they respect you and care about you and care for you. That's why they're part of your family. You let them go when they show you who they are. You move on. You have to, because it will only tear your soul down, your heart down. And Kelvin and I completely agree with that. Care Bear, boundaries, abso-freaking-lutely. Loyalty is important, but loyalty is kind of like not blind loyalty, right? It's if you do me wrong, and I truly believe that you feel like it's a mistake or something you can't control, I will be, forgiveness and moving on if I can. But that doesn't mean that I will keep those things going. So, yeah, paranormal. Two ways to look at that. Lies, right? Somebody who's loyal to you shouldn't lie. But human beings are fallible and we screw shit up all the time. It's just what we do. If they lied to you, then I would be kind of on Care Bear. I'd be like, is this person really being loyal to me? Is it somebody I want to be close with? Um, but yeah, don't put up with them. If they make you feel stupid and lie to you, then there's no need to be loyal. It doesn't have you don't have to be blindly loyal to people. You can kind of express loyalty in the people you care about, but you can still make mistakes. But if you're doing it or they're doing it to you and it's just not part of your growth, that's not loyalty anymore. That's doormat, and nobody should be a doormat. I get a lot of people that say that I let people use me and act like a doormat because I will forgive just about anything. But even if I forgive something and move past something, that person then get moved out further from my circle. And my inner circle is small. My middle circle is small. My outer circle is small. And I don't treat people differently. You get moved out a little bit further, and I do things differently. So eventually I will kick you out of my circle. I am not a doormat, even though, like I said, a lot of people do kind of think that, because I will put up with a lot of stuff before I go much. But chosen family is the people we choose to surround ourselves with, that have access to us and to our person and to our fears and secrets, and you start sharing stuff and letting people know who you really are, and you're not afraid, because who I really am is sometimes not likable. I mean, sometimes I can be an asshole. Sometimes I can lie. Sometimes I can do things that are not good objectively. And I either, when I do those things, I either, seek forgiveness through my actions, not just on purpose, or I expect that person might remove me from their circle a little bit, and that should happen. Lilac lemonade. Dragon 100%. That is exactly where I'm headed with that. I will forgive you because that forgiveness is really for me. Because yeah, we screw up and we mess up all the time, but that doesn't mean you get the same access. Maybe you do. Maybe you can get back to it. But maybe you don't get that same access, and people have to move on about that. Yeah. Same, Care Bear. That's usually what it is. I have to get to the point where I just release it. And what's funny is I release it in ritual. So like I will be doing some type of ritual, or I'll be lighting a candle or making something, and that problem will pop up in my head out of nowhere, and I have to stop what I'm doing, go do something else, and then really just release that. I learned a new little ritual that I just never really considered before, that I think is really cool. And thank you, Rook, for staying in and hanging out. Have a good day at work. We'll see you when you get back, or maybe I'll drive down and meet you at a place if you want later. Just let me know when you're done or getting close to leaving. Yeah. You guys have been with us for a very long time. Thank you for that. Mom, I'm going to put you down because you're heavy. I'm hot and my leg is falling asleep, and I can't hold you without my leg up. And my shingles are buzzing because of the way I'm sitting. This ritual, I've never really thought about sewing paper before. I have done a couple of little I call them witchy pouches, where I make a little pouch and I'll put certain herbs and a little mesh bag in it with a stone or something that I can carry around with me, that I put together to kind of either reset me or ground me or help me out when I'm having a hard time. Example, the other day I blew up at a person in a community, one of the staff members, because they were very rude, and they deserved it. I don't regret it at all, but it got me so upset. I'm like, holy crap, something's wrong with me. So I had to go get one of my little pouches, and I put some herbs in it and a couple of stones that kind of mellowed me out. And I just kept thinking, I was like, okay, breathe, let it go. That person was very nasty to me, and it set me off immediately. I was off and running. But oh, that's cool. A psalm to release it. Psalm magic. Never heard of it said that way, but I do know a lot of people that talk about psalms in is it the Beatitudes? The Beatitudes, or some people say Beatitudes, but I think it's the Beatitudes. That are really, and I get it. People have a thing, Christian, me too, Southern Baptist, I know. But there's some good stuff in there that's usable, and it has weight because people have used it for so long. So yes, I think that'd be a really cool way to do it. My favorite thing is burning and releasing. Like that's my favorite thing. We can make our own paper. It's very easy to do. I have some made on the side, and I'll get in it and I'll write some things on it that I need to release, and I will meditate first, and you pull in all that stuff, the icky, oh, this is how I feel, this is I'm upset, this is all shitty, blah, blah, blah. You pull all that energy in for that thing, and then you burn it and blow it out at the same time, and it's gone. Screaming in the Woods is awesome. I used to, when I was a waiter, I used to wait at Olive Garden, and it was a bartender. I'd go in the deep freezer and just scream because it's silent. That is absolutely great magic. Anytime somebody says that, Dragon, the first thing I think of is where the guy dressed up as the Grinch goes in and does it in like a Pilates class or something. It's freaking hilarious. I'm gonna have to find it now. Y'all should see if you can find it. And they say like just release everything, and he's in the Grinch costume, and when he lets it out, he just screams at the top of his lungs. It's amazing. I need to do that. Brad doesn't like toning as much as I do, so I will do toning, the ohms or alms, depending on how you do it. You seriously, they are absolutely spells. In Pennsylvania Dutch magic, they use that a lot, or sentences that you'll create, and you minimize them and make them smaller and carry them with you. And they're very magical, and you can do stuff with them. So that's another way that I use some of my historical, and that's Christian, and they're a Christian-based magic. Powwow, the brujeria, bruceri actually is the correct form. I'm hyper, y'all. It's weird, like I said, without Rook here to kind of combat my comments and my statements. It's weird. But I love that, taking a psalm to release it. That's even more powerful if you're using something that you were once a part of and that you kind of have pulled from. And I don't know if this is true for you, Care, but I'm assuming here that you might have pulled out that towards paganism. But still using that stuff and pulling it in for what you need is huge. I think that's extremely powerful, and it's very empowering to do. But the new little thing that I found, the new little ritual way, it's very similar to burning, but you know, I never thought of sewing up paper. Like I always thought of sewing, stuff. And I will make my little pouches and all these little things. I need to do some more. But I saw this guy that did this magic, and it was his thing was, instead of just releasing the things that are burdening you, you add some imagery in your ritual about pulling things out and stuffing them in a bag, right? I am very mad and upset at how I reacted to this situation with this nurse. I need to pull that emotion right here, and I'm going to stuff it in the bag. So I'm going to make myself a little paper bag, like 2 pieces of paper. I'm going to sew 3 sides of it and make a little paper bag. And you can sew it with thread if you want, and that's what I would use. And you have to be very careful with it, right? You don't want it to rip. But the whole point is, when you're sewing is like a ritual practice, right? It's a binding. And so you're binding 3 sides of it. You're stuffing in all the stuff. And of course you can do it with fabric too, but I like to burn things, so I never thought to do it with paper. And he did it with paper. Like, that's awesome. You stuff these little things in there. I write the little thing down that, I was an asshole to somebody. And I'm not an asshole. Put that in there. I feel like crap. I'm having a hard time, or I'm feeling lonely. I'll mark it on there and stuff it in this little teeny bag. And then I sew up that 4th section. I do my ritual magic, and then I burn it like I would normally burn when I do my release magic. So just another little twist. The sewing part, like I said, is binding. It's a ritual way and a sympathetic way to bind things to things and together. You make your little pouch of crap. I then go with a magic marker and make it all black because it's black, and then my imagery is pulling in that stuff and then burning it out. So my intent inside of ritual matches what I'm doing with the fire outside of ritual. So I haven't done this yet. I'm going to do it. But I saw this guy doing it, like, that is freaking awesome. A nice little spin to make it a little bit more intense. And yes, Care Bear, absolutely, 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 is the power of belief. Ooh, birch bark. Favorite tree. Those of you that don't know me, my favorite tree is river birch. There is something incredibly magic about river birch. Just the way the tree looks, the way it grows with multiple trunks, the way it's got the paper flaking bark. The leaves have this ridge to them, and they're a perfect size, and they have a softness to them. And the tree is it's magnificent. I am absolutely enamored by the river birch. Birch trees in general, I think, are beautiful, but the river birch specifically they're not native down here, which is unfortunate because I would kill to have one in my yard. Oak trees. Oh, we had a beautiful southern oak in our backyard that got taken out by the hurricane. Really, really thinking about putting a new one in. Weeping willows are beautiful too. Oh, that used to be one of my favorites. We had a weeping willow tree in the park that I used to go to by the river, called Northwest River Park. Huge park, and we would go and just have dinner underneath, or lunch underneath it as a picnic. River birch, so pretty. Weeping willows, I mean, so pretty. Cherry blossoms. I have a Suriname cherry off to the side of my house that we're gonna move. We're gonna have the landscaper pull it up and move it to the front yard, but we don't have any money to do it now because of Tina's emergency surgery, so we had to put that on pause. Sorry, I didn't mean to get on trees. Trees are incredibly magic. Yeah, oh, the Suriname cherries down here. I don't know if you have a cherry tree or paranormal, if you are in the place where you could have one, but I have a Suriname cherry, which is a tropical cherry tree right outside my window, and the landscaper wanted to take it out and take it. Like, you're not taking it. He said, we will move it because we need access, but it's getting moved to the front yard. You're not taking my cherry tree. Which, interestingly, that's where my grandmother grew up, was Cherry Tree, Pennsylvania. Just if more info about me. Talking to the trees. Before we go into our last section, which is covens, circles, and community, since they were talking about trees, poplars. Oh, I love balm of Gilead. It's like my favorite thing. I put it in every one of my scents now. It goes in every one of them. It just binds. It's so amazing. Sorry, got me excited. But do you guys talk to trees? One of my, I call her a mentor, friend, taught us how to talk to trees, and we have done it ever since. And I can tell you, if you think that's hokey, you should try it, and try it without judgment, which is the hardest thing, because that's how I was doing it. Was, look, I'm not talking to a tree. That's stupid. It's an idiot. Yes, please, Dragon, I will pay you. I'll pay postage plus whatever you think it's worth, because I absolutely love the balm of Gilead, and having some from somebody's local land, it would be amazing to me. But talking to trees, unexplained, I'll be honest, I believe that you can hear them. I really do. Oh, Care Bear, do you want to maybe share some more on that? Because I'm very interested in going through and having some discussions and some, what do you call it? I won't say training sessions, but learning Ogham divination. So absolutely something that I'm interested in. What I did the first time is I used runes, to kind of learn the Futhark as if you were using it to spell, like as letters, which then helped me learn it as what their meanings are traditionally. So doing that with Ogham might be very cool. I don't know if you can do it specifically that way, but I would love to spend some time like going through some of that stuff. For sure, that would be freaking awesome. And I know Rook would be interested too. But we did it that way with runes. I need to probably brush up on it, but once I learned to spell words with runes and then learned the meaning of the runes themselves, the words became completely different in their power and meaning for me. So very neat. I love it. I love it. But talking to trees, I know it sounds really hokey and new agey and all that, and I thought the same thing, and I felt that the first time we did it. I'm like, I feel so stupid. But then I reminded myself that my belief system that I still adhere to is everything has a spirit. This house has its own spirit. Maybe some see that as an egregore or a servitor in some way, that these things take on these energies, but truly they all have spirit. And I think those spirit is the same thing that makes up our spirit. Everything that exists has this. And I think it's really important to, because I believe that, I have to practice that. So when I finally reminded myself that this isn't stupid, I should just let myself go, just let go of all these preconceived notions at how silly I look talking to a tree. The tree talks back. And I'm not saying, like, I don't hear, and maybe it's different for everybody, but I don't hear words. I don't hear like, welcome, Salann, you have met the oak tree of the woods. That's not what I get. I first get this deep feeling of absolute awe that just washes away everything, and it just clears a path. And then I see myself in one instance like walking down a path in the forest and just hearing and listening to what's going on. And I can hear the forest talking to me saying, you know, whatever the message is, I'm not sharing the message. It's my message to have. But it just kind of comes to you when you're going through this. And you walk through it, and you get the feeling, and you feel what's happening, and you feel what you need to learn. And it is a life-changing experience if you can get to the point. It took me like 5 or 6 tries to get to the point where I wasn't being so judgmental about how hokey it felt, to really let it happen. And I liken it to any other astral travel or meditation. It's kind of the same thing. All those things are interrelated to me. It's just different pathways to get the answers that we need. So highly recommend trying it if you can. Maybe, and some people can't, and that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And many people believe that you can't, and that's also fine. I completely understand. But for me, it's something that you can do. There's a documentary on YouTube that explains how trees can hear us when we are talking. Yes. Oh, and paranormal. Have you seen, there's a device. I don't know if you can buy it yet. I don't know if it's a money grab. Sometimes I think these things are money grabs, but it is neat. And scientifically, it makes sense. So maybe it's something we can do. But it is a device that has a positive and negative, like a roach clip. Y'all know that's bad to choose, but a roach clip. And it, you connect it to plants and trees, and every one of them has a different sound that comes out of them. And it actually like has a sound, and they can map it into talking. It's very cool. I don't know much about it. I just remember seeing the article about it and thinking, that's really neat. I hope they're not trying to dupe people and just get money, because that would be very sad. But yeah, very, very neat. I absolutely believe trees can talk. There's no question for me. But yeah, hold on one second, y'all. I hear a dog chewing paper. Premi. But it wasn't Prem. I was gonna go blame Prem, and it's not her. So, covens. Let's do our last little comment on covens. Do you guys like them? Not like them? Want them? Don't want them? Think they're stupid? Think they're great? I have come to the final conclusion that I searched for covens for so long, and I wanted covens to be a thing. I wanted to be in a coven. It was the most important thing to me. I just had to have it. That I have learned I don't want to be a part of a coven, but what I do want is I want a group of people that I can reach out to and that we can do work together in certain times. Yeah, I know. Come here. Come here, Penny. Oh, can I pick you up? Can you let me pick you up? Oh, thank you. Oh, I picked her up the wrong way, so you can't see her, but this is my Primmy. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. You're a sweet girl. I love you. I love my Bwimmy. I love my Pwemmy. I love my Piper too. Don't worry. A little jealousy underneath the table. But yeah, like I don't think I'm a coven person either. I think there's power in groups though. We one time did a ritual with what we called our inner circle, our tribe, where we were all in different places. I was actually in Michigan at the time, I think, or some random place. We had somebody in DC walking at DC. We had people here in Florida, and we all got on a phone together, and we did magic together as a ritual. It was very, very, very cool. Yeah, this is my girl Prem. Still want to commune. Oh, for sure. That's different. That's a way of life. The coven thing though is like people that get together to do magic specifically for ritual and magic purposes. I just am finding it not my thing. But I do like some group work. I think group work can be fun. So, and it does help with magic sometimes. But I don't want to be a part of a coven anymore. I used to, like, that's all I could think about. It was being part of a coven group. But now all I think about is having a group of people that I can ping stuff off of, or if we need to get stuff together. Dragon, I know you got land, but you had to get it in Wisconsin. I didn't realize it was that cold. It's so cold in Wisconsin. Y'all would love it. Oh yes, girls, you would love it. You would love Wisconsin in the winter. You would never come inside, would you? Yeah, no. She's a good girl. Primrose is a good girl. Piper's passed out under me. So, yeah, I will tell you, my experience with covens has not been great, but my experience with group rituals has been really good. Which, you know, we missed Beltane because of my shingles, unfortunately. We just did our own little mini heat ritual. We did a little candle. We did a tiny little thing at home, and it was great. So, you know, we like to do rituals in group, but it doesn't fulfill the need. It's just, to me, the group rituals are more of a social thing. I still like to do my own rituals in private, or just with one or two people. We did have a group ritual with just 5 people once. That was really nice, having a small inner circle. But again, I would never call us a coven. I feel like coven is different. It groups you together, right? It morphizes you differently, and it just is not something that I'm super excited about. So I didn't work well for me. Nothing against covens. If you want to be in a coven and you like coven work, I think you absolutely should. But it's not for me. And again, if you are not coven, that doesn't mean you can't do any group work. You can still have a group. You know, your chosen family can help with stuff. Sometimes when there's a ritual we want to do, and you know, we do it ourselves, right? When we do the ritual, what was I going with that? Oh, we'll tell people about certain parts of it and have them, you know, they light a candle for us, or they do their own little magic at the same time, but privately. That's a cool way to do it too. It's like, hey, you know, we're going to do a little Beltane ritual, and one of the things we're going to do is we're going to use this sigil, and this sigil represents the sun, and we're going to, you know, sign it into a candle and use the candle. And then all of us were to light that same candle, color candle, for example, at your house or where you are. So we're all kind of participating together, but we're still solitary. And I like that kind of stuff. That connection just feels so good. So don't know what you think about that, but I think that's a neat one. One other thing, and then we're going to move into our last section. I do terrible with crafts lately. Like, I still want to make my Thyrsus. I just need to sit down and actually do it. We have old oak from our oak tree that fell. We actually have oak sticks. I got a piece of aspen wood also for a big tall one. So I'm excited to do that. I just need to get better twine. The twine I have is too thin, so I'm going to be wrapping it with adorning with all kinds of like flowers and plants and that kind of stuff. We just have to do it, which I am terrible at. with all of that, if you guys want to keep chatting about that, you can. I have to go use the restroom, and I will be right back. So give me 1 second. I don't have Rook to fill in the music for me. Dogs, let me tell you, they're nuts. All right, come on. I am sorry about that, guys. I didn't have Rook to fill in the time when I was gone. So, come here, girls. I'm going to give the girls a couple of their CBD chews, which I'm not sure they actually do anything. There's one for Prim, Piper. One for Prim. One for Prim. And one for Piper. That's it, girls. Okay. All right. Let's see. Mapping a manifestation list. Yes, I like that. We should do that. Have a little manifestation list that we can kind of call and say, hey guys, I'm doing a little magic for healing or for prosperity or for this. Can you grab a candle and do it? And we're going to do it next Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And whoever wants to light a candle, it kind of will connect us in a way as like a group, but still solitary. I like that idea. That's fun. Yeah. Yeah, that land is it's amazing. I know, Twisted. That's it. It's honestly, it's where I wanted to go. I just got scared by the cold this year. I'll be honest. I'm being honest. It scared me. It is so freaking cold. Like you don't even know. It's well, you probably do know. I think you're from up north, aren't you? I'm gonna do tarot. It's just me, so I will pull 2 cards. And then at the end, we're going to pull 1 card for everybody that's just kind of like a general card. And we're going to use the tarot machine, the spinning tarot, to do that. So I'm going to take lists starting now. I can't get the poll to work. I tried, but that's okay. Just share if you can. This is resin. You can't eat it, guys. I'm sorry. If you would like a read, 2 cards from the ephemeral deck. And I'm going to talk about the ephemeral deck. It's hard to say. Ephemeral. I was thinking ethereal, which is another deck I have. This is the ephemeral tarot. So if you'd like a card, we got Dragon, you're up first. So... unless I miss somebody, which I've been doing a lot lately. We got Dragon. Yeah, it is so cold. I swear. I went. You guys, I gave you your treats. You already got them. There's no more. They're looking for more. All right, Twisted and Care Bear. We got you both. So Dragon, Care Bear, Twisted. And then I'm going to play around and see if I can't get the poll to work so that it'll give us the right order so that I don't miss anybody. I'm going to go back up to where I asked. I asked right when Care Bear said a group that has a charity to give back to, whether it's in service or whatever, would be amazing. Ooh. I want to talk more about that. Maybe we'll do it after tarot if you guys want to hang out a little bit longer. Unexplained, you absolutely can. We just asked. So you are not late. Yeah, I don't know. That's a bit much for me. So we got Dragon, Care Bear, Twisted, Unexplained, and Lord Kelvin. I don't have Rook to watch the chat while we will change some of this stuff up. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I have to move that. Let me get a couple of things changed, and then hopefully next week we'll be able to do like the actual polling and have it work that way, because I think that would be fun. So here's my little camera. I just want to show you, these are the little stones that Twisted got me as part of I have them laid out in order for their chakras. So part of my healing care package. That was amazing. So I'm going to move these aside. Now, the ephemeral tarot. If you've ever heard of the True Black Tarot, the ephemeral tarot is from the True Black Tarot. It's another one of theirs. That's the name, True Black. True Black is a really, really cool, special tarot to me. I love it. Just a very good tarot. It's one of my favorites. But this is called the Ephemeral by True Black. And I'm going to show you the box. So you can tell it's a very ritzy box. It's a gold inlaid and gold foiled. Not your everyday tarot. I just felt like doing something ephemeral today. And the card here is just a card. It's the Ephemeral True Black finely crafted artifact. I know you guys can't see that, so. But yeah, so that's that. We're going to move these actually a little bit further over. It's weird because I'm doing this centered, which I don't normally do, right? So we'll just leave those there and see if I can't get you the best possible card image. That should do it. So we're going to do 2 cards, and that should give it to you. All right. So, Kelvin, you are not last. Yeah, you are. Sorry, sir. You are last. I'm going to double check to make sure I didn't miss anybody, because I've done that now twice. So we have Dragon, Care Bear, Twisted, Unexplained, and Lord Kelvin. We're going to get started. The ephemeral, ephemer, I should say, because that's the correct one, ephemer tarot is just, it's a minimalistic design. It's very, very pretty. It's a little gaudy, not necessarily my specific one. Paranormal, I'll add you right now, my friend. You are now on the list. Kelvin is no longer last, but first up is Dragon. Yes, Dragon, I absolutely believe that. And I am sorry again that I did not show up. Was not able to make it out. I ended up being in the buildings until 8, 9 o'clock at night, every night. It didn't. The buildings that I have in Wisconsin are failing miserably. There are worse buildings in the company at the moment, and they are doing amazingly better, but they're taking all of our resources. So, but yes, I would absolutely go to a retreat on your land at any point during the summer. If you are interested in maybe setting something up, I take off my birthday week in August. I would be very interested in getting away from here in August if there's any type of relief up north, considering down here it'll be 100. So, yeah, it's bad. It's getting better, but anyway, let me kick out my bad energy here, and we're going to get some dragon blood going, a little bit of Hajari, and we're going to do our air for clarity blend that I made a few years ago. Oh my god, that smells divine, for our initial cleansing of the deck. Oh, this is a divine. Oh my god, it smells so good. I would absolutely do a retreat. We are putting plans together on how to manage the dogs when we're gone. And so we now have a couple of backups. We have a girl that'll do it at her house. I wanted to get your input because you know more about animals than I do. My breeder said we absolutely cannot spay our dogs until they're 18 months. She said it's specific to Samoyeds. It's a big thing, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe her. Oh, that's really strong in my face. They are 8 months old, and I believe they're close to their first heat. What are your thoughts on that? Because we need to spay them before they'll be able to go into a kennel. So, what are your thoughts on that? We can do that afterwards, though. I'm hyper. I'm sorry. I'm jumping around. Dragon, I need to be focused on this. Yes. And Dragon, you probably are already thinking about this, but I want to say, no, do not eat my card, please. Even though we are friends, I would expect that you would charge for something like that, because it's a lot of money and work to get stuff like that set up. So I would expect that you would charge for something like that, for an actual like retreat type thing if we do anything. Just putting that out there. Like that's just something that I want to make sure I say, because it can be uncomfortable for some people to talk about. Like I would expect that there would be something that we would have to contribute. That's a lot of work. No way. That's what, okay. That is exactly what it is then, because that's what they told us was the reason, was because of their hip dysplasia potential. So, okay, we'll wait a little bit. We still have somebody that will take them, so we should be okay. All right, what does Ephemere have for Dragon Alchemist? All right. So, we've got, make sure I can get that into you guys. We got the 5 of Discs and the Ace of Wands. This is a good combination because initially the 5 of Discs can be very scary. It means barely having enough to make it in some cases, but from a positive perspective, let me say it a different way. You will receive exactly what you need, not more, not less. It's generally speaking, this idea of handing out or giving out things from somewhere that are coming to you. So things are coming to you that you need, but you're not gonna have any extra. It's gonna be exactly the right amount, exactly the right cut, the right knowledge, the right thought, the right thing. So very specific to getting just the right amount. It also is a reminder not to take more than we need, which I know you are really good at. When you're foraging, when you're doing stuff, and there's a leaf here actually in the center that's kind of faded away, and that's what it's talking about is, we don't want to take more than we need to take. It's okay to use. We eat meat, we forage, we pull things out of the earth, and that is okay. That's what it's here for. But we shouldn't be taking more than we need, and we shouldn't be overly, pulling too much. Make sure that you leave enough for whatever it is to regrow and recur. Now, coupling this with the Ace of Wands takes this to a new level, because this sounds like something that you're working on that's really exciting, and you're starting to get really engaged and really understand the system and things that are going on in your world right now. And this represents a new opportunity for really pushing something forward. Just make sure, again, that if you're greedy about it, it's going to be a problem. But if you're not greedy about it, and you do what you need and just get what you need and use what's appropriate, even if it's like to sell or do something else with, then you're going to have this really good fulfillment of this new little project that you've been working on. So keep working through it. Remember to only take what you need, and know that there's a good little passion project that's coming your way that you've probably already started, is what I'm getting. But a little passion project that's on its way to you to get things moving and get things going and have something fun. And notice this, both of these cards, as ephemeral as they are, as the Ephemere Tarot, and as fine and gold inlaid. You can't see it, but there's some gold inlays in there. Well, actually, you can't see it a little bit. They're still nature-based, right? This is still our nature. It's still pretty plain. The leaf and the stick. Two things that are very closely intertwined. Hope that gives you something to go on. Because we're gonna move. We're gonna move on to Care Bear. Care Bear Stare. Just keep dropping my resins off to the side here. When you guys burn resins, if you do you burn them directly on the charcoal, or do you have the little mesh hovering atop of it that you kind of let it just kind of goo? Because I'm thinking about doing it differently. Care Bear is up though. Yeah, I love that. Maybe the wand is the preparation of the land for retreat. Maybe that's just kismet that happened. Just divine synchronicity. Because I could see that. I could see that. All right, Care Bear. I'm gonna do my little connecting magic. All right, Ten of Cups. Lovely. I love the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is super good. And the Seven of Swords. So, not bad. Not bad at all. Odd cards to couple together, but... So the Ten of Cups means that the feeling of completion and satisfaction and happiness in your family is coming soon. So you're seeing here the mother whale and a daughter whale, a child. I don't know what you call a baby whale. Oh God, now Baby Shark is stuck in my head, y'all. Oh, that sucked. Anyway, Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups, again, we call it the Happy Family card, right? It's this one, sorry, I just had a little calf. Okay, thank you. So it's a whale and her calf. And it's representing like they're jumping up out of the water, right? They're excited. They are free. They are happy. They are walking off into the sunset. I know it's old enough it shouldn't be, but is now stuck in there forever. I'll be doing it the rest of the day. Baby shark, do 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 do. Sorry, that's the kratom speaking. Maybe I shouldn't lay off. But anyway, happy family. And what does that mean, right? What is happy family? It means that the things that are around us right now and the things that are near us are coming together, and that we are feeling good about the socialized people that we have in our life. It's a good feeling of maybe reconciliation if you've had any recent arguments with somebody in your family or chosen family. The Ten of Cups is saying you're going to get fine through it. It's going to move on to the next thing. Now, with the Seven of Swords, that's kind of where I'm getting that. Like maybe there's somebody that you've recently had an argument with, or you're having a disagreement with somebody that's close to you. And you feel kind of like irritated, but it's going to be fine. Things will work themselves out and it'll be okay. If that's not your specific situation, then you might want to be careful that there may be some upcoming disagreements. There may be something that's potentially going to happen to somebody close to you where you and them are not going to see eye to eye for a minute. It's going to be very frustrating and irritating, but it's going to be perfectly fine. Things are going to work out just fine. So just keep an eye out for that. Again, like I said, if you're not in that situation, just, maybe you can even prevent it. We all have free will. The cards are not destiny. But now I'm singing do 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 do. I hope that gives you some insight or some information to help you along. Get Twisted next. Twisted Chaos. Purveyor of care packages. Can I tell you guys something? I will be 45 this year. I have never, ever in my life received a care package from anybody. Not once, not ever, not a friend, no random flowers, nothing like that ever. I've received cards and flowers from like a loved one, from Rook. And that's good. And he doesn't need to get me a care package. He's right here with me doing care. But that is the first time in my entire life I have ever received a care package of anything like that. So that just kind of tells you the type of person that Twisted Chaos is. Yeah, there's definitely that seven's got a message in it. Um, oops. All right, so we got a jumper. Six of Cups. We can do with that for Twisted Chaos. Just gotta get it to stay up there. And the Page of Coins, Discs, Pentacles. All right, this is a good little spread too. So the Six of Cups is oftentimes about reconnecting to somebody from your past, or like a developing platonic friendship. It's usually more about reconnecting with somebody in your past that you kind of catch up with. Say, oh, things are really good. How are you doing? Kind of just having that good feeling, and it's a nostalgic feeling. The Six of Cups often is nostalgia, but it's a pretty card. And in my traditional tarot, it's a gentleman giving flowers to his friend. It's not supposed to be romantic. It's just I'm respecting you. I'm feeling for you. I'm glad you're doing well, kind of feeling. And you add that to the Page of Coins, you're getting this energy of being happy and excited about something, but very plain. Kelvin, it's not until August, but thank you. But I will be 45, and oof, that's going to be fun. I'm feeling it. But the Page of Discs is a symbolism of strength, but excitedness and getting things going and jumping into things. And that's really a good feeling of stability, right? The coins are all about being stable and being organized. Happy early birthday to you too. Y'all will have to remind me because I will forget. But I will, of course, tell you, mine is August 29th, same day as Michael Jackson, but I will be 45. Back to the Page of Discs, though. Again, court cards represent you or people. So it could be you or somebody in your close life, but this is a stability card, and it's a reminder that it's okay to be excited, but be excited about the things that are already around you. The Page of Coins is not going out and doing this big grand thing. They're going to buckle down and start doing something. So working on a physical project, house restoration project, anything like that. And it goes to say, it might have something to do with the Six of Cups, meaning whoever this person that you're reconnecting with might have some of this energy that we're talking about. So consider that. I think from no one's yet, Rook. Not yet. I was just talking about my upcoming birthday and some things. But Twisted Chaos, back to the cards. When you put these two together, it's presence of somebody that is very stable, that's going to come back and connect into your life for a little bit, give you some really good feelings. Things are going to go well. Could be a family member, could be like a friend that you've been friends with for a while, or just maybe a call to somebody that's really important to you and that you reconnect with. And make sure that we treat it as a positive connection. So I don't know what that means or who that's about, but I will tell one other thing with the page. The Page of Cups really comes up only. That's okay. All right. The Page of Cups usually only comes up for me. I'm sorry, Page of Coins comes up for me when things are kind of in a very stable place. Like nothing is rocking the boat. Which the Six of Cups comes up also at the same time. It's a very stable, things are going very well. So whatever the situation is, I'm rambling now, whatever it is that's going on, it's somebody kind of coming back in and giving you some good feelings. I'm going to pull a clarifier for this, though, because I still feel a little murky about what we're talking about. So let's do one more. The Dulcis. Okay. So Dulcis is this really high engaging power, too, and it's also part of the major arcana in this particular deck. So this goes very well with these three cards and is great because it talks about abundance and having everything that you need and having more than you need. So if we go back and talk about our Six of Cups, our looking back or maybe being nostalgic or looking back towards something that's going on, having that backwards nostalgia and meeting with somebody and, catching up with somebody. On top of this stability of the page, you're adding in this abundance feeling. So it's going to make you feel good. You're going to feel like things are pulling together. And the Empress brings in that, comfortable control. Like things are going to feel just comfortable. So whatever the hell that means, I don't know. But I would recommend paying attention to the people that are around you and seeing if somebody kind of pops back up and you're like, I don't know. It's okay to catch up with them. It's okay to look back and say, these times were good and these times were not good. But now I have all the stability and abundance that I need. So, what just popped into my head. It's like a time maybe to go get some old photo albums maybe and look through some old photos and just think about where you came from, some things that maybe happened in your past, or I know you've had a lot of really tough things, but this is all about good things and thinking them through and being reminiscent of them. So I kind of just had the image in my head of a picture book, a picture album, going through old albums and just kind of, oh, that's nice, and maybe look at the kids when they were babies and stuff like that. So I don't know why that one struck so hard too, but it came out of nowhere. Unexplained is up next. That was a rough one. That was a lot of extra energy in that, which is typical of the Empress to come through, right? And say, I got things together. Why are you so worried about making sure and having what you need? Everything's good. Those two cards together, that page along with an Empress, is very important. Very good mix. But unexplained, you are up. Our house is really smoky right now because they don't have any windows open because it got too hot too fast. Unexplained possibility. A crimson mushroom comes out. That would be freaking hilarious. You do know. That is so funny to me. That was some drunk love there tonight. I've experienced that many times. I am glad you got to witness that. That was prime time. No, that was good. I do have a mushroom deck. I may go find it after this and see if we can see what kind of mushroom we pull out. Need to write that down though. All right. Nope, we did not get a crimson mushroom. We got an Ace of Swords and a Two of Cups. So this is actually a really good little combination. All right, so Ace of Swords means to me, this always comes up when there is a decision to be made. But it's not necessarily a difficult one. It's just you got to pick something. Either go left or go right. Stop trying to go down the middle, because if you keep going down the middle, it's going to split and you're going to get lost. So just, you got to pick a one or the other. And then the Two of Cups is adding to that, like these two things coming together to be really, really well. The Two of Cups is a relationship card to me. It's more of the lovers than the actual lovers. The lovers energy from the major arcana for me is like a soulful intertwining. It doesn't even have to be romantic. It can be platonic. It's this whole engagement and evolution together. But this particular Two of Cups is about romance. It's about finding a second person or a partner. Now, in this card, you're seeing the Two Cups. You see the two look like angelfish or tangfish in gold that are kind of looking at each other saying, hey, what's going on here? Like, we have a meet. There is somebody that's coming together, or a potential person that's in there that might provide you some relationship, some romance. Now, this is not a romance reading or a love reading. This is a general reading, and the Ace of Swords has nothing to do with that Two of Cups. So we are going to also pull a third card just real quick because I'm getting a feel. Care Bear, absolutely. Blessings to you. Blessed be. I hope you feel better. What are we going to get unexplained for a little clarifier here? Okay. Knight of Swords. So, the person, this is talking about a person, remember, court cards. So, this Two of Cups is pointing to us to a decision that needs to be made that will future affect the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is a very pragmatic, but passionate and strong, but very logical oriented person. So this person is very logical. They're very grounded. They're very, I would say high energy, but grounded, because You know, the swords represent air and thought and all these energies. So this person is going to be high in thought, high in energy, high in communication and messages. So whatever is going on, I don't know if this will be something that does grow, but there is a person coming around in the realm of romance, and this person is the Knight of. I know these are arrows, but it's the Knight of Swords. Just in this deck, she's the Knight. She has the bow and arrow instead of a sword, which is cool. 3 little mini swords, right? We'll go with that. But yeah, good luck. This particular, oh my, you cannot see it, Crimson Taurus. Let's see if I can get you to see if you can see it. The eyes, the neck, all of the shaded parts are red. All of the shading has a red tint in it. Just saying. Just saying. I never noticed that before. When I'm looking at this card right here, it doesn't look like there's any color but a little bit of gold. But there's red in the hair. Can you see it? That's insane. You know what that means, right? I mean, I know what that means. There you go. Maybe it's a redhead. Maybe it's a ginger. Just gonna put it out there. I don't know. I hope that comes true. I hope that happens because that would be amazing. Paranormal, no. Can I do your card real quick? Do you mind, Kelvin, if I just run paranormal real fast? I don't want to miss. Happy Mother's Day, Paranormal. I'm pulling cards for you anyway, so if you get to come back, you'll have them here. Okay? I shuffled. You also got the Knight of Swords and the 9 of Swords. Be very careful, Paranormal. There is a situation that's kind of unfolding around you, and it might cause you to have some distress and some negative outcomes, but it's not your negative outcome. Keep yourself separate. Don't get involved in any gossip. If somebody else is having a hard time, be there for them, but don't let yourself get pulled into it. It's going to end very badly if you do. So just be careful, be loveful, and supportful to them, but there's somebody that's going to cause a potential problem. So be very, very, very careful. I hope I got that in time. Lord Kelvin, you are up. I snuck it in there. Bye, Paranormal. I don't know why I said it that way. Paranormal. I'm having a fun time today. I gotta start moving around a little bit because this numbness is not fun. But for this last one, we're gonna cleanse with the Dragon's Blood, the Hojari, and the rest of our air mix. Lord Kelvin, you, my sir, my friend, are up. All right. Let's see what we get. Your first card is the 4 of Discs. All right, we're going to talk about that one. I pulled this one a bunch this week. And the 3 of Swords. All right, so this is a little bit of a warning. The 4 of Discs. This is, and guys may remember this, but it's the Miser card. This is the card that says, do not spend any extra for a little while. Do not do extra. Do not go out extra. Do not do anything extra. You know, hold yourself close. Hold your money close. Hold your possessions close. The 3 of Hearts. The 3 of Swords, which has a heart, unfortunately represents heartbreak and loss. So, again, remember, the cards aren't destiny. They're tools for the universe to give us information to help us make better decisions and free will to change things. So in this case, I would say really hold on to your stuff. I know that you're in a move and things are happening. On that case, maybe the move's already happened. I'm not 100% sure, but what I really need you to do is just make sure that you're holding the things that matter to you close. Don't let somebody get into your stuff. Don't let people go into your room. Don't let people take any of your things or use your things right now. You may be seen as being stingy or whatever, even an asshole or me, like, why are you acting this way? But it is really important that you hang on to those things and don't spend any extra. Don't throw anything extra around. Just hold on to what you have. This is a short-term read too, so I wouldn't be too worried about it, but just hold on to what you have. If you do that, then we probably can avoid the heartbreak that's listed in this card. And the Three of Swords is really, they call it the heartbreak card. Like there's a breakup or a third person's coming in to break everything up or mess it up. But that doesn't mean like necessarily that there's a relationship. A lot of people take it that way, that you're in a relationship and there's going to be a cheating or a third person comes in. That's not what it's saying. What it's saying is there's two things happening, and a third thing is usually a person, usually people, right? A third thing's going to come in and mess it up and cause stress. Doesn't mean it's going to fail or break, but it's going to make enough stress that you're going to have to manage it and deal with it. And in order to deal with it, you're going to need to hang on to the things that you have. So, sorry for the little bit of a warning here. It's a little bit not of the happiest cards in the world, but these are very clear messages to me. So I hope that gives you something to think about. If not, my sincerest apologies. But I hope it does. Is there anybody I missed? Or anybody else that would like a read that did not get a read yet? Abso-freaking-lutely. That's one of the cool things I think about tarot unexplained is a lot of people see the cards as, oh no, this is gonna happen. When in truth, it's not really that. It's not, oh no, this is gonna happen. It's, hey, there's a pathway that this is a potential. Now that you know about it, what can you do differently? One of the things that all of the threes do, for me in the tarot, they're considered, like I do early, middle, and late, right? So this is the early part of something, so it still can be changed. It still can be altered. So I love that meeting, and I love the positivity that you can get from that meeting. I'm just gonna go grab my my whirly bird tarot. Grabbing literally my favorite possession favorite thing that I own, other than the dogs, which I don't consider that I own them. I consider them on lease from the universe. But I gotta move a few things around here because we're gonna do a general pull. This is an energy pull for the week. And we're just going to pull it. Or not pull it, we're going to make it happen. So, it's going to be a little weird because I kind of have to hold this and do it myself at the same time. So this is the Spinning Tarot from Datura Trading Company. This is one of my, if not the most valuable possession that I have. I will tell you, if this house were to burn down, animals first, and then this, and then everything else can go. I don't give a shit. Tarot, don't care. All of it can go. It's all that can be replaced. This is my biggest fear, by the way. If anybody's ever knows me, I have two biggest fears ever, which I probably shouldn't share these because knowledge about me is probably power over me, but I am terrified of being accused of something I didn't do and going to jail for it and being locked up for it. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. There's a real good reason. And a house fire. Terrified of house fires. Only because of the animals. If I can get every animal out, then I don't care. But anyway, so I have this little broom that I bought on Amazon a while back. It's a tourmaline with copper and these little beads. It's really cute. I would love to make one day, but I'm not good at bending and making the stuff yet. I've tried a little bit. So this broom is a magical broom to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit more of my Hajari incense because it went out, and my dragon's blood, which Hajari and dragon's blood together, if you don't know, is an absolutely divine combination. And I'm burning my hand. And okay, there it is. because I want to just dress or cleanse my broom a little bit. This is obviously a symbolic broom. The tourmaline is a filter, a thing that can pull negativity out and transmute it. And the copper is a conduit. It's a way to ground things. So now that I've cleansed my little broom, I'm magically sweeping away any negative energy from the machine. It's hard to hold this. Like, let me see if I can get it. There we go. So we're picturing it, or I'm picturing in my head, and I'm just sweeping off anything that's negative or that doesn't belong here to get it away because it's not necessary, it's not needed. And that's my cleansing of my machine here. Now we're gonna pull a card by spinning. So this thing is a spinner. I don't know if you guys have seen it before, right? The wheel spins. And where it lands will be my card when I stop. This thing is so neat. Have an awesome Mother's Day to you too, to all the mothers. All right, here we are. Our energy pool is judgment. All right, y'all. Judgment. Feels like it can be scary sometimes. Let's see if I can see a little bit closer. Oh, so cool. So judgment is a lot of different things. Some people say it's, getting retribution, but it's also, getting what's yours, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Like opening up to what's owed to you. Judgment can be a lot of different things. Retribution again is one of the main ones where it's, things that are owed will be balanced, will be done, will be taken, will be given, they will be balanced. So if you have a positive debt, then you'll get it. If you have a negative debt, then you will get it. It will be exactly what it is. Judgment also is like an awakening, right? This is the opening in your eyes to all things. So when judgment happens, we're supposed to all be awake and aware of everything that's going on. So I like to take it that way from a judgment perspective. On a non-energetic way, it can mean that there is a judgment going on, like a court case that you have to work through that you need to deal with. Other cards would help us understand that. But for an energy read, we're taking this as our awakening. We need to be awake and aware. And as we go around and look at things, we do it with an open heart, with open eyes, open thoughts. And we do everything we can to make it work. That is the Spinning Tarot and the energy for the week. This thing is freaking amazing. I don't know if I'm saying the name right, but Chaz Bogan from the Dead Tarot Trading Company is the purveyor and put togetherer, and I don't know if creator, whatever, of this machine. And it is very, very, very dear to me. All right. Well, everybody, it has been a wonderful day. I thank you so much for spending these 2 hours with me and with each other and letting me cry a little bit out of nowhere. And just really thank you for being a part of what we do and for being a part of our chosen family. I cannot tell you how much it means to us that you guys just spend your time with us and even take the minute to come and say hi. Thank you again. Love you guys. Rook will be back next week. Promise. I'm going to go read a book. Oh, and there's our new outgoing page. That's our new outgoing picture. Lots of love. Thank you. Bye.